I'm Adam Flitton. I'm the set designer and also technical director.
And I'm Jonah Ducky Garlick. I'm the assistant technical director.
It's kind of a funny story because we essentially are the crazy ones who decided that we would do this show. Because the producers came to us and they're like, hey, is this even possible? And we're like, let us think about it. And so we literally took 3 days and dissected the script, we thought through all these things, we came up with all these ideas, and then we're like, wow, it is possible. And then we went back to them and we're like, yeah, let's do it. And they're like, great, let's do it. And then we were like, wait, what did we get ourselves into? But literally, I was excited because I always thought I've loved the show forever, and ever since I've seen it. And so it's just one of those ones. It was exciting to do and to problem solve and figure out how to do it.
When they asked us if we could do it in the space, it was a really fun process to just sit down, the two of us, and sit on stage looking at absolutely everything and being like, okay, if we did this here and that there. It was really fun, and then we were like, it is possible, and they're like, great, we're doing it. And we were like, ugh, okay, I guess we're doing it. Let's do this. It was a fun process.
One of the hardest things was just figuring out we have to have walls that fall down, and we have to have a backstage space, but normally you don't see the backstage space. So that was kind of our compromise with a lot of things, was how do we think outside the box and take the script, take the ideas, the jokes, the comedy that is in it, and then translate it into our space. So everything had to be a little bit different, and I think that was the trickiest part, was taking it and making it fit into our space. Yes, everything. Yeah. We, for the most part, in all reality, our plans worked pretty well and stayed fairly consistent to what we thought. But just about every aspect of it had something that you were like, oh, we didn't think about that. Or, oh, we didn't think about that. And so, almost everything was a surprise, every step of the way of well, now let's problem solve this problem to the bigger problem.
It genuinely was that as we got to a project, we were like, okay, this is how it's going to work. We set it up in that way, and then we realized that there was a small, there was some small issue that we were like, that we didn't plan on that being the issue for this particular piece. So there was, there were quite a few days where it was, we put everything together, and we're like, yeah, we put everything together, and then we go through rehearsal and it didn't work the way we wanted it to. But at the same time, there were quite a few things though that we kind of we just drafted out in our brains, and we were like, does this work? I don't know, but if we did it this way, and then the second that we had that, we put it on stage and it worked first time, and we both would look at each other like, it worked. Success. It was so good. It was awesome.
Yeah, the door coming off the hinge actually was oh, what if we do this? And then we tried it and we did it. It worked really well.
Yeah.
The other one that actually surprisingly worked really well from the get-go, the dropping platform went in super smooth and has worked from day one.
Yeah.
Once we got the system in, once we got the mechanics of it going, it did never have any problems and never has surprised us and has been very consistent.
Yeah.
I think my favorite mishap is actually just the elevator in general. It was actually in a conversation with my wife, and we were talking one day, and she's like, well, why don't you put the elevator on stage? And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And then I was like, wait, we have a manual elevator. We should use that. And so then it went from there. And so from that point, the elevator is just its own little thing, and has been my favorite from the beginning. And I actually had somebody ask me how did you make that sound? And I was like, we left it outside for 2 months, and now it just makes noises. And that's about it. But I love the elevator. Has been one that has always been one of my favorites. I would just have to say, oh my goodness.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Come see the play that goes wrong.
That's right. You can just say it. I'll just sit here and look nice.
Come see the play that goes wrong at West Valley Arts.